Hi, this is Jan, the Success Alchemist, and today I want to talk to you about a favourite fundamental tool of mine that I use when I'm working with my clients, and which I promote in almost every video or every article that I write or record about mindfulness and about raising consciousness and about making conscious choices in every moment that is for your highest good and to create the perfect outcome for you. The name of this process is the Power of Neutrality. And what this basically means is that everything that happens to us has no meaning until we assign an interpretation to it. And this is a universal law. Nothing in the universe has meaning until it is given a particular interpretation. And so what this does, this extremely powerful tool, is it kind of gives you space between your response to a situation and the situation itself. So you can be mindful of the choice you made in how you respond to it. So, for example, I like to use the analogy of walking a tightrope, and the tightrope itself is the neutral position. And if something happens to you that's really quite trivial, like somebody cuts you up in traffic, or somebody doesn't put stuff in the dishwasher the way you like it, or, other minor things like that, you can take up a position of neutrality and just let it go and not get attached to any kind of outcome. If you step off the tightrope to the left, you drop into the abyss of negativity, which interprets the situation, especially obviously challenging situations, as negative. And even though the situation might be very challenging, in my experience, every situation has a gift. And that gift may be hidden at the time, but believe me, if you look for it, you'll find it. And I'll give you an example of that in a moment. To step off to the right is to step into the solid ground of positivity and making the commitment to find a positive gift in this situation, no matter how challenging it might be. And this is where you really take charge of your thoughts and emotions and really focus on positive benefits, or in the case of certain problems, you're focusing on creating the outcome that you want, not getting stuck in the problem. So I'll give you an example that's really dear to my heart, relates to my horse training days. And in 2003, I bought my dream horse, a beautiful white Andalusian who was just coming up to 5 years old at the time. And within less than a year, he had a complete mental breakdown and became extremely dangerous, to the extent that a horse whisperer that I had over to help me with the horse told me he was so dangerous he could kill me, kill himself, or kill both of us. And that my alternatives were to try to sell him, which was really not an option, to have him put down, which the thought of putting my dream horse down just wasn't something I could entertain at all, or to take on the rehabilitation of him. And that would involve working with him on the ground every day without fail. Now, at the time, I was in my extremely demanding corporate job running a multi-million-pound supply chain project in the biggest catalogue retailer in the UK, and commuting every day for an hour and a half each way. So as you can imagine, having to work with this horse every day in quite challenging circumstances seemed to be the worst possible thing that could have happened to me. Well, it's a very long story, and to cut a long story short, this horse completely changed my life. His breakdown was the biggest gift in my life that I have ever had, because working with him, looking for the solution to his emotional problems, led me on a path to discover spirituality, manifestation, reincarnation, how to overcome fear. I learned about energy, how we communicate through energy, and I even created a website called Energetic Horsemanship at energetichorsemanship.com. And this horse, although it seemed to be the worst thing that could have happened to me, to have him be in such a terrible, fearful, emotional state, it was through our connection that my life changed completely. I went through a spiritual awakening, went on my spiritual journey, and ended up on a completely different path. Now, every challenging situation is not going to create that kind of outcome, but I really wanted to illustrate how, if we approach everything with the view that we are going to find the gift in everything, or we're going to focus on the outcome in everything, our whole way of living changes. And it takes practice, but once you practice it, it becomes a way of being. So I really recommend that you try out the Power of Neutrality, because, as I say, it can be absolutely life-changing and can open the doors to creating all sorts of miracles in your life, and just changes your way of life into something so much more positive than if you allow yourself to dwell in the negative. So thank you for listening. I hope this video has been useful for you. And if it has, I'd love for you to like and share it and subscribe to my channel. And please leave comments on what you think of the Power of Neutrality and how you feel you might be able to apply it in your life. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.